Hello dear friends, how are you? Are you fine? Yes, and we pray to God that you remain always fine in this a beautiful atmosphere in the natural surrounding. Dear friend, today we will start our new paper, BA Semester 3, Unit Paper 3, Unit 4, Acquaintance. Dear friend, the acquaintance we call the short note of the writer, and we have to make the fix up the format of that short note. You know about that. Whenever you are in semester 1 and 2, I have to write down that. We have to make just like an application in a formative style. We write down our short note, name of the writer, then life fun or life period, age, speciality, his major works, and his life, and then his contribution. So in the same way, today first we start the Samuel Richardson. The name of the writer is Samuel Richardson. Dear friend, must be remember all the 12 acquaintance or all the 12 short note are the novelist, because the name of the paper is the British fiction. એટલે British as a English નવલકથાઓ, and that's how all the writer are the novelist. So here name is Samuel Richardson, last one 1689 to 1761. Remember that life one, because if possible that online exam I have to set MCQ, and we ask the question after the completion of each video. Last one of is that 1689 to 1761. So soon we can say this circle. So age, in which age Richardson belongs to? Richardson belongs to the 18th century. Because that was the 17th century over, that was given only the 12 years, and later on his life was in 18th century. That is a transition period or age of Dr. Johnson. Ben Johnson is Dr. Samuel Johnson. You know about that? Dr. Samuel Johnson, or it is called the transition period. Speciality to novelist is a novelist. You remember all the 12, they may be the first the novelist, second they write the short story, they write the essay, but the first and foremost all 12 are novelists. His major works, he wrote the one trilogy, Pamela, Clarissa, and Harlow and Sir Charles Grandson. Pamela, Clarissa, both the women character, and third Harlow, H-R-L-O-W, and Sir Charles Grandson. These three is literary works. So first we have to make them, write down that, and then second his life. So we discuss about Charles Samuel Richardson. Was born in 1689. He was the son of joiner, and his father wanted to join him, or his father intended to join him in a church. But at the age of 17, Richardson moves from his town to the London city, and here he wanted to be a successful printer, because during that time the invention of the printing machine, this was a new technique for the people. So Richardson wanted to be a printer, छाप काम करना, and that's why he starts expertization in the printing praise. And gradually, before the death of he died in 1760. He was in 1760. He purchased the rights of the King's printing press. At the end of his days, he became successful as a printer, and he purchased the rights of King Press. Richardson married twice. He married twice. He has two wives. Each wife has 6 children. He has 2 wives, and each wife has 6 children. He has a total 12 children. But at the end of his life, on the deathbed of whenever he in 1861, on the deathbed, that time only the 4 daughters they are the life. Other are the died. Out of 12, only the 4 are present. The rest of them are died. Then it is the life of Samuel Richardson. Now we move his contribution. The second point is name, lifespan, age, speciality, his major work, his life, and his contribution. His contribution can be discussed. Richardson is first modern writer of novel. In the sense, he was the first modern novelist of the 18th century. He was the originator of modern novel. Richardson was a spokesman. You can use the word. Richardson was a spokesman of 18th century. Spokesman, or we can say pravakta, or representative of 18th century. He was the 18th century because he wrote trilogy. And he was the first writer because he wrote his first novel, Pamela, appeared or published in 1840. The novel Pamela is in a form of series of letters. One of the different method of narration. First method is series of letters. The Pamela is a story of a girl, a faithful or chaste girl, who worked in the Mr. Bobby's palace as a servant, female maid servant or female servant. And she was very chaste to his virtuous girl. Mr. Bobby's want to spoil his character and he want to enjoy with a physical relation with the Pamela. But Pamela never agree or he disagree with the Mr. Boob. And Mr. Boob fall in the love of Pamela and he can gradually change his nature. He become he was a vagabond of the higher family. But there he gradually changed his nature and become the gentleman. And finally Pamela married with Mr. Bobby. The whole of the story is Pamela write down the letter to his mother. And Pamela write down and in this way through the letter the whole of the story of the novel moves forward. He was a developer. And it is in an epistolary method. Epistolary means episode. Serial episode પડે છે. Epistolary method એટલે હપ્તા પ્રમાણેનું. So it is because one incident happened. Pamela write down the letter to his mother, and his mother read that letter, and in this way the story was developed. All three, Clarissa, Harlow, and Sir Charles Darson. All these 3 novels written in a method of the series of letters or epistolary method. Samuel Richardson is the only writer. He was thoroughly used of write down this method of series of letters. Richardson was and that's why he was a representative of the 18th century, because in his novel he can focus. In his novel mostly he can focus here I can use that the 3 words there here. He can in his novel, he can focus on the 18th century culture, life and feminism, because all three novels, dear friends, Pamela is a story of female, Clarissa is a story of female, and Charles Grandson is also moves around the feminine story. That's why compact Rickett, the one of the great critic, quoted about Samuel Richardson. What he can, into inverted comma, Richardson not only our first novelist of character, but our first novelist of feminine character, because he was the first writer. He was not portrayed the character-based novel, but he was the first a novelist who can portray the feminine character so beautifully. He was called the sentimental novelist, because he can, in his novel, he can awake the sentiment of the reader. He can awake the sentiment of the reader, and he can express all of his three novels or trilogy. He can express human life with a humbleness, with a middle class life and high life. He can express the human life of 18th century with a humbleness, middle class life, because Pamela was lower middle class girl. That's why he can do the work of maid servant. On the other side, high class, Mr. Bobby was the master of the home, master of the big palace, mansion or palace. And that's why he can express in three novels. It is called the trilogy. The three novels we can use the word trilogy. In this trilogy, he can suggest that these three factors in this trilogy, and at the time he can get the reputation as the first modern novelist of English literature. Okay friends, we can get the glance of this very quickly. Samuel Richardson, we can write down, born in 1689 to 1761, belong to the 18th century or age of Dr. Samuel Johnson or transition period. His major work, specialty novelist, his major works, trilogy, three, Pamela, Clarissa, Harlow and Sir Charles Grandson. His early life, he was the son of junior. He wanted to be a printer. At the age of 17, he came to the London city. Here he can develop his skill of printer field, and he, at the end of his life, in 1860, he became a successful printer who brought or purchased the rights of King's Press. He married twice. Both his two wives had 12 children. Each wife had 6 children. Then his contribution, he was the first modern writer, because his first novel, Pamela, appeared in 1840. Here he can use the new methods of the series of letter or the epistolary method. In epistolary method, he can write episode in the Hafta. He can write down the story in an episode and gradually develop that he was the spokesman or representative of 18th century. That's why Richardson had said that Samuel Richardson is not only the first modern novelist of character, but also the novelist of feminine character. Okay friends, I ask the question, which two methods are developed by Samuel Richardson in his trilogy? Two methods are developed by Richardson in his trilogy. Okay, in second question, write down the name of the novel of Richardson. write down the names of the novel of Richardson. Thank you.